Where'd you pull that from? Kadistan or was it Myanmar? Lucy and Sabrin, who was not listening. The villagers along the Arit River on the Punjab border were proud of their guardian. Proud and a little more than a little scared. The tiger was a gift from Rama, they said, though a gift rarely seen. Years might pass with only a giant paw print in the mud of the riverbank to prove that the tiger still prowls the forest between the villages. But when raiders from the north or soldiers from the south came to steal and oppress, the signs of the tiger would appear. Bodies of invaders high in the trees, a would-be warlord mauled in his tent, an entire brigade camp shattered as though a typhoon had struck, and the villagers would wonder that anyone was left in the world so ignorant or so arrogant to be heedless of their protector. As for the tiger, she barely remembered being a girl. She remembered being 12 and discovering with horror that her once noble family, the atoned protectors of the valley, now grew richer when outsiders came to plunder. She remembered her wicked uncle lashing her to the temple altar and conjuring the tiger spirit to devour her, and she remembered fighting for so long and so hard that in the end, she didn't know who devoured whom. In Valhalla, Asuri has claimed the tournament as her territory, and sets upon challengers to her domain with savage fury. This place is mine now. Asuri looking down into Valhalla. Baraza is the answer. Find him. Search for him in the wastes. If he ever loved me, he will listen. Offer him our water. Offer him our fuel. Offer him everything if he will be our king. Chief of the Last Folk. The apocalypse came not on a missile, but a mist. MBFC's self-replicating nanocloud bricked anything that relied on computer circuitry, which in 2150 was everything. Deployed in desperation against a rogue agent hideout, the weaponized mist was supposed to become inert after 20 minutes. 50 years later, Barraza was born in an abandoned aircraft carrier outside the Girder Wastes, once called Los Angeles. All Barraza knew of this world was that he had to steal, scheme, and fight for every bit of food and every breath. Shot in the chest by the gas lords and left for dead, he returned, kept alive by an artificial heart burning diesel and an iron will. Soon the gas lords were dead, followed by the Ravagers, the Scorpions, the Battleborn, and every other challenger until the mandate called Diesel Hearts ruled the wastes from Four-Faced Mountains to the Steel Wall. Water haulers, warbringers, zealots, radsuits, waste croppers, junkies all feared Dieselheart. The ultimate survivor Barraza knows Valhalla is another threat to overcome through violence and will. The next apocalypse is coming and he will do what it takes to come out on top again. Take his bike and water, leave him to the crows. I never even liked her. Barraza. Scholars propose the Fangwild Forest is a space-time anomaly, much like a black hole. It borders many realities and, in theory, travelers might pass through it into other worlds. But they would inevitably be torn to shreds along the way. Smith's Miscellany Cryptobotanica. No mortal has seen the center of the Fangwild Forest. The magic is too dense, the peril is too deep. Not the elves who live on the edge of the Fangwild, not the adventurers and fools who brave the forest in search of paths to other universes, not the ghouls and beasts drawn in by the call of magic, no mortal but Ember. For thousands of years, Ember hunted the ever-changing paths of the Fangwild with the wolf Ash and her raven Yara. She guarded the Fangwild from itself and protected the bordering worlds from the Eldritch Wood. She fought the Primordials, she befriended a lonely Minotaur, she rescued a furious Viking lost deep in the Fangwild's heart. She rode a wild dragon through the maelstrom at the heart of the forest. In ancient days before Valhalla, Fangwild's borders touched even Asgard, and Ember walked with the first warriors among the mighty trees that would form its rafters. Now amidst the glory of her afterlife in Valhalla, Ember's mind is fixed on the Fangwild, and the Fangwild mourns its daughter. With Ember gone into Valhalla, the Fangwild has slipped into madness. Twisted and impassable, its wilds threaten to spill out across the many realms it touches. Ember knows there are paths both to and from Valhalla. She fights in the tournament hoping that in victory she can find a way back and set things right in her forest home. If I have to separate you two again, neither is staying in the Feywild, and that goes for every dragon here. Ember,